I'm gonna start off by telling you a story. When I was 16, I was actually in football, and we would have 4-day practices, meaning we practice 4 times a day, and we would get little breaks. So I didn't want to waste my time going home and coming back, and we only had a 2-hour break. So most of the time I would go to my friend's house, hang out there, eat, hang out, watch movies, come back, practice. So one day we had a 3 o'clock morning practice. So I was like, there's no way I want to go home, sleep, and come back at 2 o'clock. So I called my friend. I'm like, hey, can I sleep over at your house? He's like, yeah, sure. They happened to be out of town, so I was going to be home alone. I'm like, oh, that's cool. So I went over, went to bed. About midnight, I was hearing strange noises, and I had no idea what was going on. At first I thought it was the dog, so I was just like, whatever, and I went back to sleep. Got up around 1:30 so I could get ready to go practice. I go downstairs, I have my bags, and I turn around. There's this old lady standing behind me. I'm like, what? So in my head I'm thinking it's his grandma, so I go up to her. I'm like, hi, I'm Armando, I'm Oscar's friend, blah, blah, blah. And she just kept on staring at me. She looked really mad. So I was just like, okay, this is awkward. So I walked away. After that day, I called my friend. I'm like, hey, dude, I met your grandma, and I don't think she was too happy that I was there. And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm like, dude, there's this old lady in your house. She's there, and she was really pissed that I was there. And he goes, dude, my grandma's been dead for 3 years. I'm like, what? I'm like, so then that's when I started, I'm like, all right, dude, I'm never sleeping over your house. So, I mean, I'm pretty sure all of you seen Paranormal Activity, you know somebody that's encountered a ghost, or even yourself have seen a ghost or something like that. Today, I'm going to be doing my speech on paranormal investigating. I don't know how to put this thing.
PC.
Alright. So I'm speaking on paranormal investigating and give you some basic rules if you guys ever want to try it. I mean, it's pretty cool. I've done it before. It's fun. It can be scary, but a lot of people like being scared. The first basic rule of paranormal investigating is take your team wisely. You don't want to if you believe in this, you don't want to take somebody who doesn't believe in it and is going to treat this like a joke and just be loud and noisy, and it's gonna you're not gonna have fun. Another thing is never take somebody that's sick, has a heart disease, faints or anything like that, because you don't want them having a heart attack. It's never wise to go by yourself, because most of the times the places that you're going to, they're old, they have new nails, rocks, and you can get hurt, break a leg, and there's going to be no one to help you. So just at least go with one person. Sometimes go with more people. It's always cool if you take more than one person. Another one is know the subject and know the area. You don't want to you should have one of your friends research the area. Just find out information about the place, what the haunting is. What happened there, if a person died, if it's the ghost is considered to be violent or not. That's a big, you don't want to go in there knowing that the ghost is violent and, with no research or anything. One time me and my friend went in there, and for some reason my friend claims that people were throwing rocks at him, but, pretty much you don't want to go in a situation where you're going to get hurt, or, an entity is going to hurt you. Some of them are really territorial, so they don't want you there. Make sure you have permission from the person that know that the cops are okay with it for you guys being there. There's one time where we went into this hospital and we ended up we got arrested for it. We were trespassing, so never go in there without having permission. Especially while letting people know that you're there, because if something does happen to you guys, you want to know people where people could find you. Have a purpose and be prepared. Don't go in there just not knowing what you're gonna do. You should go in there knowing what question you're gonna ask. Some of the questions you should ask is what's your name? where you killed, like, you know, just basic information like that. Like, don't go in there not knowing anything. Have your tools. Like, first tool you're supposed to have is first aid kit, just in case something does happen to you. Because, you know, when you're there, you can get scared, like, your imagination runs wild, you run away, fall away, cut yourself. You want to, you know, prevent that. So have a first aid kit. There's more equipment. This one's the EMF detector. Pretty much what it is people say that ghosts, they take away energy from stuff so they can manifest. So what this is, like, what I do is, if I'm going to go to a place, I make sure I go to a place where there's not a lot of electricity, and you use this and you point it around, and if you see the lights right here, like if it goes up to red, that means there's a lot of energy there, so most likely there's a ghost there, and that'd be cool to know. The infrared thermometers, I have this one, the yellow one. I bought it at Pet Boys. Pretty much you could just walk around and, you know, just wherever there's cold spots, there might be a ghost, just because, you know, they say it goes, like, they don't show up, and they have, like, low temperature for some reason. So, I mean, they have different ones. They have the black one. That was a little more expensive. I didn't want to spend that much money on it. I'm not too into that. The digital audio recorder, I have that one. That one's pretty cool because you can connect it to your computer, and you also have software that lets you enhance the recording. Like, I mean, I caught stuff where, you know, I enhanced the recording. You can hear people talking when it's just me and my friend in the house by ourselves, or in the cemetery or whatever, and it's pretty cool. Like, just watching it. I mean, they had sort of the same thing in the movie Paranormal Activity, where, like, you know, you hear the demon or whatever it was growling at the guy. So this is really cool to have. You know, just ask questions. You gotta give the entity time to respond. And when you ask questions. Don't talk for like about a minute because you need silence. Because if you're talking and you hear the thing talking, it's not gonna work. You know, it's just you're too loud for it. And then the camera. I have this one. I bought it at Best Buy. It was $200. I was gonna buy one that had the you know, thing where you can see the temperatures, but it was like $1,000, so I'm not gonna spend that much money on a camera. This is cool because I remember this one time before we got arrested at the hospital. We went into this room where apparently a kid died, and I had a model toy. I put it down like a little card, and I left the camera there. So we walked away. And when we went back to look at the footage, you can clearly see the toy moving by itself. I mean, it's really cool. I wish I knew how to, you know, convert it and put it onto my computer and stuff. I suck with computers, so I mean, it would have been cool to show you guys. But it was really creepy and cool at the same time, just knowing that you caught something like that. Like, it's just like really exciting. I mean, like, it's fun. So remember, if you're going to go do this, like, be safe, have friends with you, be prepared, and, you know, don't think anybody's going to get scared. And, you know, don't go in there knowing that you're going to be scared, because then your hair might end up looking like this.
Right, Tracy, what did you think?
I thought it was a very interesting topic. The very introduction was a really good personal story that it was like comedy, but it started off with a speech very good. He did a lot of really good eye contact. And then I loved like how he interpreted like personal stories into the speech, like during the middle part of it. His visual aids, they helped him guide it really good, and like the transitions were really good, I think, when it came to that. The one thing though was his thesis. I heard him say, I'm going to do my speech on, and like we're going to try to avoid that. But overall I thought it was a very good like speech. I liked it a lot.
All right.